Robert De Niro might be reconsidering the legal battle that he launched with his former assistant.
Because the jury kind of ruled he was a raging bull.
Indeed. Look at you. What, you want me to laugh at that or something?
No, I didn't want you to laugh. It hit me just now. I'm not saying he is, but the jury thought he was because
Certainly,
he just got socked with a big judgment.
Yeah. So remember, we told you this trial was going on last week. The way it started is that Robert De Niro had filed the lawsuit against his former assistant, alleging that she was embezzling.
Embezzling a lot of money.
That Graham Robinson was
$6 million.
Right. And then once he filed that, she countersued and said, wait a second, this guy was an awful boss. He was harassing me. There were, he was abusive verbally.
She brought in his girlfriend saying she was a nightmare.
She was a nightmare going after me. So
she was suing for $12 million.
Right. So when it all played out with the jury, basically Robert De Niro lost his lawsuit, and Graham, the former assistant, she won her countersuit. And
it was actually against Robert De Niro's company.
Right. Canal
$1.2 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a big one, and I got to tell you, it's pretty surprising. He launched the initial lawsuit, right? Sued her for millions of dollars, $6 million, I think. She comes back with a counter, which you see a lot of the time, but it's very rare, at least in our experience, that the person who sues initially gets zero, but the countersuit is the one that wins. And the jury obviously didn't believe him at all that she had embezzled from him, which was his initial claim, and felt that he had really mistreated her. Both he and his girlfriend, Tiffany Chen, I believe her name is, had mistreated her.
You clearly had not watched many People's Court episodes, because we had a lot of cases where the countersuit won.
But
I have not watched many People's Court episodes. That's
I just wanted to say that.
But I do think, look, we always say that a celebrity in court, when they're testifying, as Robert De Niro did, that there's some benefit they get with the jury, right? That the jury is inclined to like them, to believe them. But in this case, maybe it's because Robert De Niro often plays this gruff guy. And,
I don't think so.
And that what Graham was alleging is that he was that guy and worse. Maybe
it got contentious.
It made it believable to the jury, I'm saying.
It got contentious on the stand when he took the stand. You're right that there is goodwill that goes in, but it's not so much the characters. I mean, they're not saying, oh my God, he's a boxer, he played taxi driver.
But I'm saying that when she's saying Robert De Niro said these awful things to me and mistreated me as my boss, that maybe it was more believable to the jury because they've seen him play
tough guys.
That kind of, gruff character in, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to if he were Tom Hanks, who generally plays a very warm, loving guy, they'd be like, oh, we don't believe that he was that kind of guy.
It could be that, or it could be that he admitted that he asked her to scratch his back a number of times.
Oh, yeah.
Literally
there was that, too.
And that was kind of gross.
I think the scratching the back is bigger than the taxi driver thing.
I'm Nigel from Orlando, Florida, and the Robert De Niro case, the jury didn't believe him. His acting wasn't on point for that. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, they wanted a stronger performance on the stand?
I got something to... Oh, can I ask you... I'm sorry, what was your name? Nigel?
Nigel.
Nigel?
Yeah.
You talking to me?
Yes,
Oh,
I'm sorry, I just had to do it.
It is a rough one.
Okay.